Ayan, good day once again and welcome to our new topic pertaining to the continental drift theory. So last time we have already tackled the seafloor spreading theory that states that the seafloor spread or continue to spread through time. And in connection with that, we have to tackle also how lands or the mass of land drift from one another, right? This is actually pertaining to your previous knowledge about the world is once upon a time a supercontinent. Okay po? But before discussing the different explanations behind the topic, let us first recognize, of course, the main proponent of the continental drift theory. And that is pertaining to Alfred Wegener. So, ang iba po, ang pag-pronounce nito ay Wegener, ang iba naman Wegener. But as long as you have complete and then precise spelling, that is okay with us. Right, so he is a German meteorologist. And of course, he studies the different compositions of land. That's the reason why he already proposed different theories related to the continental drift theory. Okay po. So, Alfred Wegener is, of course, the main proponent that once upon a time, we came from one big supercontinent called the Pangaea or sabihin natin Pangaea. And according to him, 200 million years ago, the continents were once upon a time a large landmass. So, ang sabi po dito, Pangaea came from the Greek word all earth, meaning to say that we came from one. And through time, because of the convection current, because of the different happenings in the Earth's internal structure, that's the reason why we are now subdivided or divided into seven continents as well as seven oceans of the world. Right. So this Pangea started to break into two smaller supercontinent during the Jurassic period. During that time, yung supercontinent natin called Pangaea was divided into what we call as the Laurasia and then Gondwana land. And these are the two major land masses before or during the Jurassic period. Okay. So this is in accordance to the data. For example, 250 million years ago, during the Permian era, that we came from one big supercontinent, and through time, because of the convection current happening, the Pangaea was divided into Laurasia as the northern portion of the land, and then Gondwana land as the southern portion of the land. And of course, there is a discontinuity or there is a particular sea, what we call as the Tethys Sea. Actually, the one big ocean here is what we call as the Pantalasa. Wala lang po siya sa picture or illustration, but during those times, they call it as a Pantalasa or one big ocean. So, yun po yung ating kailangang malaman dito. I know some of you are already familiar with this topic, but in order for us to recall those things, we have to discuss it here. Alright po. So, later on, after the division of the Laurasia and then Gondwana land, later on, it was already subdivided into seven big continents. Right. Yan po yung ating ano no, ating illustration diyan. And later on, yan na po yung present day po natin that we have already the seven continents in our world. Ayan po. Okay. So, how does the continental drift theory became one of the strong theories? Why is it that the world came from one big supercontinent? Hindi po ito sabihin po natin basta-basta lang na um, sasabihin po natin na ay ano lang ngayon, haka-haka lang ngayon yan. So it's not actually a particular hearsay, but rather it is already a theory, meaning there is strong evidences that supports his claim or Alfred's claim that the continental drift theory is actually possible. It's because of those things presented on your screen. Number one is the continental jigsaw puzzle. Number two is the fossils. Number three is the rocks for or rock formation and then the coal deposits. Kaya lang po, ang nangyari dito, if I'm not mistaken, the cause of the death of Alfred was actually during his study within this kind of investigation. I think namatay po siya, if I'm not mistaken, sa isang lugar na napakalamig and then doon na po siya diretso na ano no, parang hindi na siya nakita. If I'm not mistaken about that claim that about the death of Alfred's Demis. Yan po. So namatay siya sa kakaaral po nitong continental drift theory and yun po yung kanyang last farewell regarding that kind of matter. Alright, so let us try to identify the different evidences supporting his claim about the continental drift theory. Alright, so the first one is of course the continental jigsaw puzzle that once you try to cut out the world map, they are definitely connecting into one another. So definitely kapag halimbawa bumibili kayo ng jigsaw puzzle ninyo ng bata pa kayo, kapag halimbawa nabubuo nyo into one big area that is somehow related to the concept of this. Kung makipapansin nyo po, yung ating seven continents may fit into one single land. So meaning to say, nakikita po natin na posible po ito because of the different compositions or structure of the different seven continents. They may fit together. Kaya halimbawa po natin dito, the South America may fit from the Africa and then India, Antarctica, and then Australia may match from one another. And of course, the Eurasia and then the North Africa complete the whole continental puzzle in the north. So meaning to say that the image of the world map itself may seem very obvious that we came from one big supercontinent. But of course, that data will not be sufficient enough to prove that the claim of Alfred is true. Okay po, that's the reason why Alfred also, of course, studied different evidences that support that claim, right? So one of which is what we call as the fossils. Of course, fossilized leaves or animals are also included here. Halimbawa, in one continent, you can see this particular fossil. Halimbawa dito, sa example natin, yung Glossopteris. One particular area in one continent has this kind of fossil that can also be seen to another continent. Okay po, that is found 250 million years ago. Alright po, and that is also from 250 million years old rocks na sinasabi po natin dito. Alright, so this is a representation of the fossil distribution over all the world map in terms of our continents. Say for instance, this is the animal or the fossil Cynognathus that can be seen in the South Africa and then the Africa. Ayan po, nakikita po natin dito. South America and then Africa has this kind of a fossil called the Cynognathus. And then of course, ito naman po, Mesosaurus naman, meron din po sa South America and then Africa. And of course, ito naman pong Glossopteris. Ang Glossopteris talaga, no, makikita po natin siya sa most commonly these continents such as South America, Africa, Antarctica, India, and then Australia. Kung mapapansin po natin dito, that Glossopteris is abundant and they are connecting one continent to another. Kung mapapansin niyo po dyan, ayan po yung ating kailangang malaman. Okay po, that is pertaining to only fossils. So we have already two evidences. The number one is the continental jigsaw puzzle, claiming that we came from one big supercontinent and that continents fit together. Another thing is this fossil remains or fossils itself, that one fossils can be seen from one continent to another. Right. So, another example here is, of course, the fossils or the bones of the Mesosaurus and the Lystrosaurus. They were discovered in different continents such as in South America and in Africa. Ayan po, lahat po yan ng mga animals po na yan ay nakikita behind those continents or mga dinosaurs po na yan. So, dinosaurs actually exist before because we have evidences that they are surviving. Okay po, within those kind of era. Okay, another example or another evidence that supports Alfred's claim that we came from one big supercontinent is what we call as the rock formation. Once we speak about the rock formation, we are speaking here actually of the rock layers. Kung familiar kayo sa rock layers niyan or ang tinatawag po nating strata or stratification of rock layers, that one portion of the rock may fit to another portion of the rock from one continent to another, and that is actually happening in his study. And one of the examples of that is this kind. Kung mapapansin niyo po ito, halimbawa po dito, di ba may makikita kayo iba-ibang klaseng layers within a particular very huge rocks. So therefore, um, one strata of rocks from one continent may fit to another one strata of rocks to another continent. And that is actually one of the evidences that supports Alfred's claim that we came from one big supercontinent. And of course, it will not only limit to rocks. We have also here different formations of the mountain ranges that can also be included under rocks. Okay po, again, once we speak about the evidence of rocks, we're talking about the layers of rocks that may fit from one continent to another or what we call as strata. Yan po, kung kayo po ay mag-i-STEM, usually sa earth science po nila, na topic, stratification of rock layers is also included in their topics. Yung layering of rocks na sinasabi po natin. That the differences in terms of time periods may vary in accordance to the structure of rocks. Mapapansin niyo po sa illustration po natin. Okay po, so that is the third evidence of Alfred's claim or Alfred's theory that we came from one big supercontinent. And of course, we have also here the coal deposits, and that is pertaining to this illustration. Ayan po. Coal beds were formed from the compaction and decomposition of swamp plants that lived millions of years ago. These were discovered in the South America, Africa, Indian subcontinent, Southeast Asia, and even Antarctica. So some of the coal deposits are actually used for the generation of fuel, for the generation of petroleum and other matters. Okay po, that the coal deposits from one continent to another is very similar when they try to make it as when they try to date it using the what we call as the carbon 14 dating, that the coal deposits from one continent and another continent seems to be similar. Okay po. So, itong carbon 14 dating na to is actually one of the methods of determining the age of a particular matter that includes a carbon in its content. And that's the reason why coal deposits are also one of the evidences that supports Alfred's claim about this kind of evidence or about this kind of supercontinent. Okay po, so we have already mentioned the continental jigsaw puzzle as one of the evidences. Another thing is the fossils. The third one is we have the rocks layer or the rocks itself. And of course, the fourth one is the coal deposit. So tatandaan po natin yan as we go through the discussion of the continental drift theory. So I am hoping that You already memorized that because we are already preparing for our upcoming examination. And I'm hoping for the best results in our class. Tomorrow po, we will be having our deepening of this discussion. And I hope that all of your classmates have watched this video presentation for our discussion. Right? So this is all for today. Thank you so much.